Hello, beautiful people. Hello again. It's a new day and it's another date between us. Thanks for being here. So, I did a poll and you voted, and the quickies or the readings the daily readings that you wanted for this weekend was the one yesterday, which I already posted about if you're in the cocoon but you're not yet the butterfly yet. And then today's, you guys voted on the little love forecast. But I thought that that is a little bit more, you're probably having more of an array of experiences. So I thought that maybe a pick a card would be better so you can choose from like 3 different groups and there will be 3 different messages. Okay. So that is what is going on. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. So, I have pre-pulled the cards for the main spread just to save us time because I've used a bunch of oracle decks along with the tarot. But I am going to clarify as we go, and I haven't seen any of the cards yet, so we'll be hopefully pleasantly surprised together surrounding what is about to sweep you off your feet, right? We can speak this into the universe. We want to be swept off our feet. You hear that? All right. No fuck boys. Meeting deadlines, not fuck boys. Okay. So, yeah. Let me start the group selection. I have 3 different cards that you're going to be able to choose from, okay? So, let me timestamp group selection. Yeah. So what you do here is you're just going to choose if you've never done one of these before, I'm going to show you 3 different items, and one of these 3 items will be the signifier or the representation for one group. So group 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to pick the one that you feel most intuitively called to. So it could be that you're just drawn to the way that the card looks. It could be that maybe the timestamp, like when that group is starting, if you're watching this after the fact, when we're not live anymore, maybe that's something that helps you pick. But regardless of why you feel called to that group, trust your intuition. And if you feel called to more than one group, then there might be messages in numerous piles for you, so feel free, or there could be like an overlap, so you are more than welcome to choose more than one. And yes, so we're starting at basically 3 minutes on the dot. Okay, so your 3 items, your 3 cards that you have to choose from for the groups. Group number 1, and I'm going to show you them all together at the end, okay? But I'm just going to give you a chance to connect with them, just that one card first. So group number 1 is this card, which says the Seeker. Show you it up close. Okay. It says the Garden of Love. It says Eros, the Garden of Love, which is the name of this deck by Usi. And go rub that little guy. This is an erotica deck, so I cannot fully show you everything, but that's going to be group number 1, okay? The Seeker. Group number 2 is not an actual tarot card, but it is this thank you card that I got with the Queen of Hearts when I ordered a deck from Uzi. They make beautiful cards, by the way. So that is going to be group number 2. If you're choosing this baddie here, this Queen of Hearts, the thank you card. The back is just... Should I show you the back of the first card too? Sometimes people like that. That's the back of the first card. Okay. Group number 3, your card is the Fool here. This cute little guy in the colorful clouds on his little tight line. The Fool. And the back of the deck looks like this. Okay. So I will hold them all up at once so that you can see if one of them is like visually jumping out to you more than the other. you can see how you're feeling about the options. Okay, so those are your options. Group number 1, the Seeker. Group number 2, the Queen of Hearts. And group number 3, the Fool. Okay? All right. You can pause if you need more time to take a look at these beautiful cards. But we're going to get started with group number 1, the Seeker. And yeah, timestamps will be in the pinned comment down below as well as the info box. So if you guys want to skip forward to another group, obviously when I'm live, they won't be because I won't have them yet. But once the live is done, you'll be able to skip to whatever group you are choosing, okay? Do I still have a thing that says group 1, group 2, group 3? At one point I had that in here in my OBS studio. No, I think I deleted it. Okay. So sad. That's okay. If you guys in the chat, if someone comes in and they don't know which group we're in and I don't see it, feel free to let them know. Feel free to help them out, okay? But what we're going to basically look at or go over in this little love landscape is, so this could apply to you whether you're already involved with someone or whether you're not. This could be someone new coming in, or this could be talking about the energy that you're moving into with someone. So take it how it resonates for you, okay? But we're gonna look at your energy towards love right now, and then the person or the energy that's coming towards you, the energy that the two of you will create together when you come together, what their feelings and intentions are towards you, and then some advice, okay? That's what we're gonna do. So group 1, let's timestamp you and get down to business. Okay. Hi, group 1. What is up? I hope you're well. So, again, your group number 1, if you chose the Seeker card, okay? The Eros Garden of Love Seeker card. This little cherub who's just so set on showing his junk here. Doesn't care about getting me demonetized. It's just like, I gotta be out there. I gotta be free, Lisa. So I'm actually using this tarot deck for your group. I felt called to. I don't ever use it on YouTube because, like I said, it is like a classic erotica deck, which means it's very erotic. So I will show you the cards that I can, but I'll probably have to just tell you which ones. For the tarot cards, I'm using a whole different deck to clarify though, and it is full of cards that I can show you. So it's just the 7 cards from the original spread. The tarot ones I won't be able to show you, potentially. Depends which ones came out. But I'll still share all the oracle cards and the clarifiers with you. But just the fact that I decided to use an erotica deck for you, group number 1, that could be saying something, obviously, especially since I never use it. So the Seeker, Eros, the Garden of Love. It's still talking about love, but it's also saying, it's also referring to Eros or passion or desire. Eros is love, the manifestation of love in the form of passion or desire, which can be sexual or sensual, obviously, right? But it can still be like more than just lust, right? It can be a form of love or one aspect of love manifesting. So there could be something to that, but we'll see what comes up in this reading for you. Maybe the person coming towards you is a little bit horny, a little bit hot for you, a little hot to trot for you, group 1. We'll see what their intentions are. Don't worry, I'm gonna vet them for you. Okay, so let me just turn the cards over on the table here and see what we've got, and then we'll get into unpacking this. So your energy regarding love, okay. The energy is coming towards you. Okay. And the energy that you guys will create together. That's interesting. Okay. Then their feelings for you, their intentions, and advice. All right. Tarot cards. To them. Okay. Oh, Luna, she's making noises. Okay, so let's get into your cards here. Group number 1. I also channeled a song for each of you. I didn't want to tell you what it was to have it like influence the groups that you're actually picking. But I did channel a song for each, and yours was Desperado by Rihanna. A man whose heart is hollow. Take it easy. I'm not trying to go against you. Actually, I'm going with you. Gotta get up out of here, and you ain't leaving me behind. I know you won't, because we share common interests. You need me. There ain't no leaving me behind. Just want to get out of here. So, and then she says, if you want, we could be runaways running from any side of love. There ain't nothing here for me, but I don't want to be alone. So, let's see what that's all about. But right now, in terms of astrological signs, there is Aries and Scorpio, as well as Leo referenced here. Okay? A lot of fire and Aries, or fire and Mars energy. So there's also 3 out of the 4 knights on the table, so that's interesting. And they're all in reverse. This could be someone, for some of you, who is younger than you that's coming in. But let's get into it. So your current energy in regards to love came through as the Tower in reverse, with the orphan child also in reverse. So that means you are more in the shadow attributes of this archetype. So that says feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation. So you're maturing. And then seeking inappropriate surrogate family. So seeking essentially like validation or belonging in inappropriate places maybe. But I'm feeling more that this is just abandoned, like you're triggered. It's almost like your inner child is triggered. The Tower in reverse is kind of like coming through as a bit of, it's not fight or flight, but maybe a little bit. Almost like something has already happened and you don't want anything. It's like you're already scared or afraid. Whether something recently put you into this or whether you've been in this state for a while, I'm not entirely sure. This Tower card has people getting it on in the top of it. Well, if you gotta go down, that's one way to do it. If you're going down in the Tower, it's the way I would choose to go. So the Tower in reverse, it feels like you're not wanting to make something worse, or you're in maybe a self-protective mode. So someone could have not treated you well a while ago, and you're still healing or getting your confidence back, or else maybe this was recent. Or alternatively, you could also just be working through your inner child wounds at this time. And so because you're looking at them, they feel exposed. They feel like a little bit at the forefront of your mind. So essentially you are slightly triggered, but you're doing it to yourself for the sake of healing. And it's not actually coming from someone else, if that makes sense. So it could be any of those things. But can you tell me a little bit more about why group number 1 is in this energy? The Tower in reverse. I feel like you're not really making any moves in regards to romance at this exact moment in time. Like, you maybe would be okay with someone coming in if they came in correct. The Three of Cups. Okay. Temperance in reverse at the bottom of the deck. But you're also, I'm getting some of you, you're not pursuing like a new opportunity in regards to love right now. So there's Sagittarian energy here. I feel like for some of you, there's a connection that you're trying to reconcile that either puts you in a state of imbalance, or you still haven't regained that total sense of feeling internally harmonious and stable after something threw you off. And this could be something that, again, like you felt rejected or abandoned by, and it triggered wounds for you. But for others of you, this is, so some of you, it's you getting back to good with yourself and just regaining that stabilization, and you're not looking for anything else. You're not dipping into anything new or that interested in it, although you're not closed off to it, just while you're doing this work. But for some of you, you do have someone in particular in mind that you're kind of like, I wouldn't mind reconciling with that person. I wouldn't mind making things all right with them. But it seems like you're aware that there is some sort of imbalance between the two of you at this time, where something is just not. For some of you, this person's like giving to other things. There's a third party energy, and that is what is throwing things off. It's like 3 is a party, right? Yeah. And this doesn't have to be another person, but that could be why you're feeling a little bit rejected or abandoned. It's like you're not feeling prioritized in the way that you would like to. There's the Tower in reverse again. So there's something here that's already been a little bit like questionable at best, and now you're not wanting it to get worse. It's almost like you're in what's that called? You're just trying to hold it down. Essentially is what I'm getting from that. Okay, let's look at the person who's coming towards you next, their energy and some of their traits. Okay, so who's coming towards you is the Samaritan and Manifest. And they both came out in the upright. So they're in the light attributes of the Samaritan, which is they're refining their capacity to help those that they would prefer to ignore. Okay. And then there's this Manifest card that they would prefer to ignore is cracking me up. So this is someone who I think that they're realizing they can't, if they're trying to call something in, then they can't just sit on their ass and like pray real hard for it. That doesn't usually work. It's like you put out your intention, but then you also show the universe that you're serious by taking steps towards what you're trying to call towards you, right? Or sometimes that's not a physical step towards that thing, but it's like, I am working to become the person that I would need to be to truly hold and honor that experience, or to be the ideal partner, right? For the person that I'm seeking romantically. So it feels like this person, there's work that naturally they're kind of like avoidant towards doing. It feels like this is just someone who they do honor their own energy and they don't like wasting it. So they almost like, they have a strict vetting policy is almost what I'm getting from that. They care about their happiness. They know what they want. And they look at everything with, I don't feel like it's a judgmental eye, but I feel like it's a critical eye. This person could have Virgo, strong Virgo, or Capricorn I'm getting in their chart. But they're coming through as quite a strong character. They have a lot of passion and desire, a strong personality, but they're also connected to their heart. Is this the same person that group number 1 is trying not to make things worse with? No, this is someone new. Okay, well, they're saying they're not new, but you have a choice. here. It's not the person that you're trying not to make things worse with, though. It's someone different. This could be someone that's been trying to get your attention for a little while, like they've been trying to manifest you or call you towards them in some way. But I feel like they would have preferred to not put the work in to come towards you in the way that they are. They would have preferred to be chased or to lure you in with their, I don't know, charisma or dashing good looks or something like that. They also got these cards, though, the Knight of Coins in reverse and the Ten of Cups. That's hilarious because the Knight of Coins in reverse is someone that's like, I'm not moving. Bordering on like, I'm lazy. Like the Knight of Coins in reverse is someone who, in the upright, they are the slowest moving knight in the deck, the slowest moving energy in the deck. But in the reverse, they are not moving at all. They're totally stagnant in a stasis point. And I feel like they're not really stressed out about being there because they've been building, it feels like they've been working. This feels like a very earthy energy. They've been focused on manifesting other things as well, and they also haven't really been focused on love. But it feels like then now other things are starting to work out a little bit better for them. This could have been someone that was going through some financial instability or work instability. But they're very cautious in regards to love, and they have very high standards, which I think is great. They know that they want the 10 of Cups. That's awesome. However, they have this energy attached to them where they're so cautious that they don't really do anything to move towards that or to call it towards them unless they see something that they're like, that thing is like, yes, that could be my wish fulfillment. And so I feel like because they are begrudgingly, not begrudgingly, but they are like eventually here, it feels like coming towards you in a state of, you know, they're inspired to move towards you enough that they are actually taking action. This could have been someone, though, that if they are someone, right, that you know from the past, there's been a period where you haven't heard from them or seen them, and it's because they were conserving their energy. This is someone who has a difficult time truly focusing and investing in more than one area at once. And they tend to see love as a bit of a distraction or a liability. But I think they have this idea in their head that they can't have it all at once. They have to manifest like one thing off their checklist at a time, and that everything else on the list would overwhelm them or be like something additional that they don't need added to their plate, is what I'm kind of feeling. They're very practical. Look at this Knight of Coins card. Sometimes though, sometimes this person can be a little full of it. A little full of hot air, if you know what I'm saying. They have this energy about them where maybe it's that they're just immature. I'm going to look a little more into it actually, because I want to know if they're entitled. This could be someone that's just learning that relationships require compromise. Like this could be someone that is young, right? And it's like they used to think that their Prince Charming would just come to them, or they used to think that they could just like light a candle at midnight every day and that their soulmate would ring their doorbell and be on their doorstep without them doing anything else, right? Or that the perfect person for them, they would not need to change anything about themselves or grow or evolve or meet in the middle in any kind of way. And it's just like, well, that's not reasonable. So it kind of seems like someone who's maybe had things given to them on a silver platter and they just sort of expect like, that's just going to fall into my lap. It feels like they're realizing that's not how reality works. That's not the real world. So this could have been someone that was a little sheltered and they have really high standards, and they could be a little young or a little green surrounding like the choices that you actually have to make. You have to choose things in love. You have to choose love every day. It's not something that just sustains itself and carries you through all the time. it has to be strengthened and built, right? Just like trust and all these different elements that add to it. So I do think this person knows what they want. I do think they see you as something worth moving towards. And I don't think they feel that way about many options. But can you tell me a little bit more about this Knight of Coins in reverse, please? That's moving towards group number 1. Judgment in reverse. Why Judgment in reverse? The King of Pentacles in reverse. The King of Cups in reverse. I don't know. This is someone that has things that they are working through, or they still have a lot of growing up to do, and they have not done it yet. Like, this is someone that I feel like could be entering into some very formative years of their life. They don't have to be super young. They could be entering into like their midlife years, like just turning 40 or something. Or they could be, you know, coming out of that sort of starry-eyed, surprised, like vibe of being like a guy in their early 20s or something, right? This could be someone that's moving into their Saturn return, their first Saturn return, or they're going through a lot of transits that maybe have to do with Pluto, but deep transformation that needs very badly to happen for this person, and it only happens through experience. But it's like this person, they have a wake-up call coming to them from the universe. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing, because we all go through these phases in our life, right? But they are very green. Like, they're young in terms of they have much to learn. And I feel like they're so cautious with their experiences that they don't learn quickly, because they like isolate themselves. They may only give to things that are like a sure bet, but nothing is really a sure bet in life, and especially not in love. So this person, they could have control issues. They could be a little entitled. They could be in store for a little bit of a rude awakening from the universe, but I feel like it's just tough love being like, and this is what life really is, you know, pulls back the curtain. And this person just realizes, oh, I have to be vulnerable to have an intimate and loving relationship. I have to crack myself open to and share of myself. To gain things, I have to go put in some work, right? Like, I have to put in effort. Things don't just get handed to me. So I'm seeing this as all of these things are coming up for this person. And they could believe that love is what is going to teach them all these important lessons. But there is a lot that they haven't resolved yet within themselves. So they're in a very formative space, it feels like. What's up, Rach? So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm not saying this person's a bad person, but they are at a point where they've got a lot of decisions to make, and they don't really know exactly who they are or what they want quite yet. They don't have it nailed down. So this is someone that has a bit of internal conflict, right? Maybe some cognitive distortions that they're working through. The way that they see the world versus the real world, what they believe they need to give. And it feels like they have some things that they need to reconcile within themselves. Like, they need to see certain parts of themselves clearly. I'm getting the Two of Cups and the Lover's energy, but towards the self. So they have integrating that their soul needs to do. They need to see things about themselves that might be uncomfortable or hard to look at. That's kind of what your Saturn return is, right? It's like, it's kind of like your dad teaching you a difficult lesson or letting you learn something the hard way, because they know that the lesson will stick and you won't have to relearn it. So I don't know. I'm not saying that this person needs to go through all of that on their own, but it is, they might not be the same person that they were going into that phase when they come out. they could change significantly. So their energy is very in flux, I guess is what I'm saying. But they're still coming towards you, just painfully slow. So the energy that the two of you will create together is the Queen of Wands. Spicy sauce. And then you have the Jug, the Wedge, and the Lily from the Tea Leaf Oracle. So it says light-hearted, carefree time. And then the Wedge says someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. And then the Lily is spiritual love. Ooh. Okay. Um, that kind of came out of nowhere. This person has an ex attached to their energy that has not let go of them yet. And I don't feel like this person, they don't want to get back together with this person, but it's like they see them being happy and growing. And I feel like this is someone that had a toxic relationship with this person in the past. They see them wanting to actually do some work on themselves now, even if it is kind of like cautious or begrudging or it's taking them a long time. I think this is someone that has been very stubborn in the past. And they, like I said, they are still growing up. They're still maturing. They're still realizing a lot of things. So I feel like if they're only at this state now, which again, there's nothing wrong with it, but this is where they're at. It's not super far along the journey of like knowing how they function best in relationships and things like that. So if they're still in this phase when they're coming towards you now, it makes me feel like in their past relationships, they were probably rather fresh. You learn a lot in your first serious relationships, but this is someone I feel that this person did not take super seriously, because they clarified that this is not between the two of you. This is the energy connected to the person, connected to them. So I feel like whoever this person is from their past, they may believe that you and this person have a spiritual love or some sort of higher love, because they see the way they're watching somehow. It's like they either know that you are dating this person, that this person's dating someone new, and they might know it's you, or they might just know that their ex is dating someone new and not know who you are. But I'm telling you, they feel like they were not taken seriously by this person. And there's something about them wanting to come between you and this person, because they see that what is between the two of you is deeper than what they had. So I'm getting like a little bit of questionable, shadowy energy there, where they might be resentful or jealous, but they're still holding on to some sort of toxicity from the past. Is this person still directly connected to this person? The person coming towards group one, are they still directly connected to this person? Like in contact with them, direct contact? Yes, they are directly in contact with their past. And they're deceiving this person from their past. They might be saying, I dropped the weight of what happened between us, but I feel like the truth is these two have not healed their issues from the past, and they still hold resentment, jealousy, and a lot of mistrust towards one another. So what I'm feeling is that is why this person that's moving towards you, it's a big part of the reason why they're so cautious. Because they still have an energy that they are in direct contact with. For some of you, they're talking to this person. Like they are investing energy into this. into moving forwards with how they think about things, and you would know that intuitively though. Well, is this what? So is this person that's moving towards group number one, do they still consider this person from the past an option romantically? Yeah. The Seven of Cups, this person is keeping their options open. And they have an ex that they're still attached to, or someone that they've dated casually in the past that is aware of you, or they're aware that this person likes you or knows someone new. They're jealous. They may know that they're an option, and that might already be pissing them off, but they know that your connection has some element of depth to it. And they feel threatened by that. There's also a very strong physical attraction, though, between you and this person. So, because you guys are the queen of, she's got like all of her bits out, so I'm just going to cover them. But you guys create the energy of the Queen of Wands when you come together. And that is very, very strong, like sensual, attractive, magnetic energy. So this person could be looking at, you know, the person that they dated in the past could be looking at them now. But so why is this person coming towards group number one? Well, we'll get to that, because their intentions is, we pulled for their intentions, so I'll clarify that at that point. What's up, Shauna? Okay. So yeah, let's just move on to that, because I'm not sure. Well, actually, I don't want to move on yet, because I want to know what this person, like, how are they trying to come between? What are they doing? Is it saying they want to, like, put a wedge between you and this person's energy because they feel that it's quite a strong attraction? Or they see this person putting in an effort towards you that they didn't put towards them? So what are they doing about this wedge? Temperance. They are doing their best to temper out the past between themselves and this person, because they feel that they are walking away and that they're going to choose another option. They kind of feel like they've reconnected, this person and their ex, and they are in direct contact when this person comes towards you. And I feel that their ex is very much trying to temper and balance things out, because they want to hold this person, like they want a relationship with this person. But they feel them walking away. They feel that they are indecisive and that they are leaning more towards choosing, like moving towards the horizon and looking for something new. They don't feel as though this is moving forwards. They feel like all the same toxic shit that was there once is still there. And they feel like, although they want success, that this is ultimately going to dissolve. They don't see it going the way. So that's telling me that even though they're reconnecting, all the same shit is still at play. And they're not, I think this person's moving towards you because they're not taking the ex very seriously. But why did they even reconnect with their ex then? I want to know. I'm sorry, my Scorpio rising ass is going to dive deep into things, because that's what I do. So we're going to get the freaking answers, because I'm your girl, okay? I'm your girl. Judgment. So they did have an intention of reconciling something, or at least creating closure. So they may have returned to their ex because they wanted to talk to them and create closure or gain further understanding. What was the point of Judgment? Was it like they wanted to get back together with their ex? Yeah, they felt out in the cold. For this person, something hit them and they realized that something fell apart and they felt abandoned or out in the cold. So they reapproached their ex to try to come back together. And it looks like their ex is doing the most to balance and temper things out. But why are they feeling like, They're not feeling hopeful, though, that this person's not going to walk away. And I do see this person walking away towards you. So I guess I'm just wondering why they're moving towards you if they are actively. They also actively moved towards this ex to try to legitimately reconcile something between the two of them, like get back together. So why, first of all, why does their ex feel like that's not likely? Because straight up lack of healing. The problems that were there in the past are still there. This person returned. It's the same old shit, different day. And also because they feel like a new love, which is you, changed this person. And now, even more than before, they know what they truly want. They want the 10 of Cups. This ex could be quite intuitive. It feels like they're sort of tapped in. They could have Scorpio strongly because of that, like, you know, jealous energy, resentful energy, shadow Scorpio vibes. But that's what I'm seeing. How is this person that's coming towards group number one feeling about their ex currently? Their emotions, their true, genuine feelings towards this person. So they still have emotional feelings for their ex. Yeah. This person is very emotionally confused. They are young and it's almost like they're equally invested in all of their options. They're scattered. Their heart is just scattered. And it's weird because they're seeking emotional balance. But they're not going to find it in the Seven of Cups. Like, it feels like they have a bunch of options that they fantasize about while not doing their own healing. So all of their toxic shit from the past remains toxic. This person just has some lessons to learn. Yeah, let's just say that. But they do have feelings for their ex. There's still love there. They just have not healed. So their feelings for you when they come towards you. Strength in reverse and increase in reverse. So this card says sharing, reaping rewards, overflow, expansion, flowering, encouragement, fertile ground, and abundance. With strength in reverse, I feel like this person does not know what the fuck is up. Like, it feels to me like they don't know. Yeah, they're super confused. They don't know what they actually feel or who they feel it for. It's like, it's so strange the way it's coming through, because it's coming through almost like they have feelings, but they're not intentional. Like, I've never tapped into an energy like this before in regards to how they're connected to their own emotions, which is like they're not really. They're connected to them, but not consciously. So it's so weird. It's like they feel that their emotions are these tides within them that just take them wherever they take them. And they almost feel controlled by those emotions. It's because this person has a lot of healing they have not done. And until they heal that, then yeah, they probably do have really strong emotions that just kind of pull them from place to place. But they're telling me that they also have strong feelings for you, or they genuinely feel that they have love for like both people, and it feels like you and this person are the only options that you and the ex are the only two options that this person has, is what they're saying. So they don't have like a ton of options, but they are kind of equally like they're confused as to who they see on the horizon. And right now they're actively attempting to heal and come in from the cold with this person, but they're showing me a huge spiritual love element between you and this person, which could just be karmic, like a lesson, kind of karma. But there's also a massive magnetic attraction. And even with the Queen of Wands, that is like spiritual energy. So, but back to this strength in reverse and increase in reverse, how they are feeling about you now. They're having some sort of ego death with that strength in reverse. What is that showing them? Like, I think they're feeling out in the cold in general. Because it showed me, right, that the reason they approached their ex was to reconcile because they're feeling the Five of Pentacles. I feel like they're approaching you for the same reason. You know what this person is? This makes so much sense with the card that you guys chose. The Seeker, right? This person is seeking to fill a void. And they don't realize that no other person's going to fill this void inside of them. This is someone that is always walking away from things because they never feel fulfilled. And it's because they're looking for fulfillment outside of themselves. They're looking for something to be given to them on a silver platter that then all of a sudden they're completely emotionally fulfilled. And it's like, you're not going to be, though, unless you do the work on yourself to heal, so that you can, again, hold and genuinely experience and even know what that is when you have it, right? Because right now this person is just so confused and unhealed that they don't know how they feel. They just feel this overwhelming sense of lack and they want it resolved. So it feels like they at one point have felt out in the cold with both you and their ex. Probably because they most likely approached both connections in a very similar way because no healing has happened since the past here. So they're reapproaching both of you simultaneously, maybe somehow hoping that that will somehow be less confusing for them. What? What? So yeah, this person's makes no sense, but that's what they're doing. I think they're hoping that if they like reconnect with both of you, then they'll gain some sort of clarity, but I see them being just freaking confused. And it's weird. It's like they're very numb or detached from their emotional body, and then their emotions strike them or move them, and it's very erratic or irresponsible or just confused because they are not intentionally moving based on their own self-awareness and feelings. They're just repressing them, trying to control them, and then in the moments that they can't, they just kind of get pulled by them in directions. So they kind of get pulled everywhere. But can you clarify this person's feelings when they come towards group number one? This person's feelings for group one. The Eight of Swords. They're scared. The Seven of Wands. They're scared that you're going to be defensive. The Six of Cups, because of the past. Because they said that they wanted a commitment with you, but then they chose to not invest. Even though this person does see you as the Ten of Cups. It's interesting that their ex sees them as, you know, when those cards came out, Death and, what was it? Death and the Two of Cups. And they see you as having like a spiritual love with this person, right? Because they know that something did change this person. And it's interesting because I feel like you did. You triggered something in this person. You may have triggered them to realize that they genuinely feel like they're lacking something. But the thing is, they're still not healed. So is there a change happening in this person currently? Yes. But it's happening kind of like a fucking dumpster fire. It's not happening because they are intentionally and thoughtfully like putting it into motion and healing and doing their shadow work. It's happening like a tsunami, knocking them around in their own waters, in their own depths, which they've like never visited before. So it feels terrifying and overwhelming and confusing. And it's like this person's looking for solace outside of themselves. they're looking to reconcile that energy, and they're kind of just turning to wherever they feel they might find it. But there's something that you did show them about what they truly want to commit to that they did not see before. Because they are admitting they told you that they were going to show up, but then they didn't actually make any moves or put any effort into something that would build a solid future between the two of you. So essentially, they didn't take their ex seriously, right? A carefree, lighthearted time. I feel like they also didn't take you seriously because they don't really take themselves seriously. But there is something that you changed in them, and their ex is correct. They pick up on that. You raised the standard somehow. You showed them what the Ten of Cups really feels like, or what it is. So they're coming back towards you, but they feel afraid. Once again, right? This is not emotion. It's they're like, I'm scared that you're going to be defensive as I come back towards you. There is a level of them feeling vulnerability, though, as they approach you with strength in reverse. Increase in reverse. Again, they feel like they're not reaping the rewards of things between the two of you. So they feel very much in a state of lack and scarcity surrounding you. And their intentions as they come towards you, the Knight of Swords in reverse. What? And this Men in Black card, stalking, intimidation, and confrontation. What the heck? They're confronting you about something that they don't have the answers to. The Knight of Swords in reverse is someone that does not have an answer. And I do see them coming in confused. What are they seeking an answer to? Or what are they confronting Group 1 about? What do they want to confront Group 1 about? This is their main intention or reason for coming towards you. The Eight of Swords, a fear that they have. It came out again. They fear that if they have true hope with you, they're going to get hurt. Their hope will just be dashed on the rocks. This is someone that it's like they want to love you. I think that they already do, but they're so cautious. They're so afraid, maybe because of the way things went down with this ex-partner. They want to have hope. They want to play their hand of cards, but they're so scared that they're going to get hurt. And they have one specific fear, and they don't know whether it's valid. Like, feels like you're not in contact with this person, then they come back towards you, and it's because they want to confront you about a fear they have. What is the fear? The Six of Cups. That you returned to the past. That you returned to, No. What is the Six of Cups? That's not quite right. They have a fear that they gave up too fast with you. They have a fear that they had everything that they wanted in the past with you. I feel like you did, because they came out of the connection with you realizing what the Ten of Cups really is in a way that they didn't before. I feel like you do have a spiritual connection with this person. Like, it is quite deep and layered. But they're afraid that they are losing an opportunity that's actually everything that they want. I don't know how they feel that confronting you is going to, like, sorry, my mom's outside the window with a freaking weed whacker. Don't know what she's doing out there. She's being a Taurus. There's something about the way that this person left, too. It was quite harsh. They were hoping that leaving and severing things between you would cause a shift. Like, maybe in a weird way, they were hoping that you would want them more. It's like they were rejecting you, or they were like ghosting you, and they were like, this will make them want me more. Let me return to my ex from the past and just figure that out real quick. Leave them group one on red. And then I'm going to come back. Put a pin in that. Like, that's kind of the energy I'm getting from this person, and I don't love it. I understand that they're confused as fuck, but that's some fucking nonsense right there. Pardon my French, but this is bullshit. Sorry, not sorry. I said what I said. This person's confused, but they're like, you tell me the answer. No, you tell me the answer. Let me run to my ex, and maybe they'll tell me the answer. It's like, bitch, pick up a book. Like, you know, do some healing. Sorry. I should be less rude. But you got to do your own healing. You have to be responsible for your own thing, right? So they're coming back towards you because they're afraid that in the past they had everything. This person had much deeper feelings for you than they ever expressed. And I feel like you expressed your feelings towards them. The King and Queen of Cups with the Emperor in the middle. I feel like you expressed yourself, but something ended between the two of you. And I feel what they weren't really expecting is that when they did pull away, it didn't like rock your world in the way that they expected it to. It may have impacted you. I'm not saying you didn't feel it, but at the same time, you didn't fall apart. Like, you still had peace of mind, and you, I feel like, healed and maybe started moving forwards. But you are also healing from some sort of pattern or conditioning, right, at this time. And they were telling me that this, like, that you're trying to avoid something going worse with is not in regards to this person. So I feel like it's a bigger cycle that you're also revisiting. So you and this person are somewhat mirroring each other's spiritual journey. But I feel like you are addressing your journey, your healing and stuff sort of hands, or like, it's like you're looking at it. Maybe you're not looking directly at it. This person, though, they're afraid they didn't do enough. They're afraid that they were selfish and that they only cared about material things. That they didn't prioritize what they truly want and what has fulfilled them in a way that nothing else ever has. But it's like, because that was foreign to them, they didn't recognize it as a good thing, and now they're scared that they lost a good thing. That's what's coming through with this person. However, their energy is a little dangerous because they have all these knights in the reverse. They have all this confusion. They have this big old like hole inside of them, this big like void that they feel that they're running to everything else to satiate. And that's a little sketch, right? So your advice, though. Your advice is the Knight of Wands in reverse with the Gazelle. Is there any nudity on the... Oh, he's kind of holding a dick, so... This is what the Knight of Wands looks like. These are beautiful cards, though, hey? True pieces of art. I can hold it like this. But yeah, that's the Knight of Wands. But it came out in the reverse with the Gazelle for your advice towards this person. Okay, but so is the Knight of Wands this person? No. Strength in reverse and strength in reverse. This person's feelings towards you, and then this came out for you as well. See, there's something about you guys being on the same page, somewhat mirroring each other's insecurities to one another. Intuitively, you know this. You let go of something because it wasn't balanced, and I feel like you know that this person has not gained the work. Like, they haven't done the work, so they haven't gained the self-awareness. They want the sun, they want to be the emperor, they want all the feelings and the intimate connections, but they also prioritize themselves over everything else, I feel. It's like they want to be in a relationship but single at the same time is how this is coming through. So why is your advice strength in reverse? I feel like it's be real with this person. Like, be vulnerable in terms of be open and honest with them. Be humble. Like, talk about the past openly with this person if you do feel like that's something that would help you. Because both of you are making assumptions, I think, about injustice and about a lack of abundance and about each other, I feel like. And I think that there is some benefit to this conversation that the two of you, well, that's why, yeah, they're coming back towards you, and there is benefit to having a conversation with this person, even if it's not with the intention of being together. I'm seeing that. Yeah, but they're saying that the Knight of Wands in reverse is you, and this person also came out in this deck as the Knight of Wands in reverse. So you guys are mirrored. Strength in reverse, the Knight of Wands in reverse, the Ten of Cups, tying the two of you together. But something here did not push forwards with you because there's all these knights in reverse, and one of them is you. I want to see what the book says about the gazelle here. Just before I let you go, because this is your advice. So let me just see. It's a grounded energy, an earth energy. Oh, actually it's a fire energy, sorry, the gazelle. In this deck. Okay. So it says heightened awareness and ability, vulnerable. The gazelle represents supreme grace. With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty emits sophistication and elegance. Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, bordering on hyper-vigilant, and this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. No more worrying about all those predators out there in the wild. When this card appears, it's time to get back to the present moment. Sit down, find your breath, and acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you. Let it nourish your gentle spirit. When in balance, graceful, perceptive, and artistic. When out of balance, insomnia and a racing mind. So this is about being present, but not over stimulated, not hyper vigilant, right? Not so tuned in that you're just overwhelmed, but there's something about being present and having a vulnerable, gracefully vulnerable conversation with this person from a non-triggered place that will be really beneficial. So I'm not entirely sure why that is. They're just like, it will get the energy moving. Something needs to be expressed and it will bring you peace of mind and it will get the energy moving, but it might give you peace of mind to walk away. I don't know. Is there anything else group number one needs to know about this situation before I let them go? No. For some of you, it isn't really what it seems. This person has kind of broken away from a lot of their toxic stuff, but they are still insecure. And for that reason, they're not being totally honest about their heart and what they really have to offer. I feel like they have eliminated some of the internal conflict they had, why they weren't happy, and they know what would make them happy. But it's like they still don't expect justice in the situation. And that could become a self-fulfilling prophecy. This person could be someone that, because they have experienced a lot of difficult stuff in regards to love specifically in the past, they're not super hopeful. But I feel like then that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy for this person. So it's not just about them coming back towards you. It's about how prepared are they, because they've done the work to be self-aware, to really hold the thing that they are approaching. And if you're approaching a situation and you already don't have any hope about it going well, it's not going to go anywhere, you know, because you've already decided that it's not going to go anywhere. So that is something about this person that just to be aware of, okay? I'm really sorry about the noise right outside my window. Is that extremely annoying for you guys? Just let me know. Because I can probably just, you know, open my window and say, shut the fuck up. So just let me know. But yeah, I think it's just passing by. So hopefully that's not super annoying. But we're going to move on to group number 3. It's not annoying? Okay, sweet. I think that he's just passing by. He's just going right around the house. So I think that my stepdad was just passing by with it. Hopefully he's gone now. Sorry about that, guys. All right, we're going to move on to group number 2, though. So group 1, that was your reading. That was a little bit intense. Well, it just went from being like, oh, this person's coming towards you, to being like, oh, this is someone you've already known, and oh, they're also approaching their ex, and oh, they also have no idea what's going on. So hopefully I cleared up some things for you there. It feels like that would be rather confusing to deal with. So, okay, let's see. Let me clear some stuff out of the way and move on to group number 2. Okay. Okay, I just heard them unplug it, so fuck yeah, no more annoyance. Love that for us. Gosh. Okay. Let's see. Group number 2. Group number 2. What up, gangsters? Let's see. Lord. Good Lord. Have mercy. If he comes right up to my window again, I'm just gonna open it and be like, hey, before I, you know. All right. It adds another layer to the reading. Yeah, me becoming more and more aggressively angry under the surface. All right, let me lay out the cards for group number 2 here. Oh, I need to stretch my leg on the side of my bed. Hold on a second. Ugh. Okay, I'm just gonna sit with that up for a second here while I do this so I can stretch. Okay, let me just take a minute to ground the energy and just kind of clear out everything from group 1. I'm seeing like just, how can I even explain that? At first it looked like a bunch of tentacles, like a bunch of octopus arms, like holding, but then it looked more like you know when there's like a spider web attached to something and you kind of get it stuck and then you pull away and it's like all the strands are sticky, but they all like pull out. It's like all these little sticky strands. That's the energy of group 1, and it could be that the reason why this conversation with this person specifically would be beneficial is because there are these sticky little strands that want to be wrapped up or something like that. And this conversation will help you do that in some way. I'm not totally sure. But group number 2. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. swear to God. I will murder a man today. Homicide will occur. I know I look cute, but also will cut you. Hold on just a second, okay? I don't know if they know that I'm doing this. Let me just sit here. They're at the side of the house now. Not really sure. Okay, maybe they left. Hello? Hello? Person outside. Glenn? Hello? Hello? Hi, I'm recording something. That's okay, but like when it's right outside my window, they're saying they literally can't hear me talk. So could you just maybe not? Thanks. Okay. Gotta love that. My mom is a very special person, you guys, just in case you've never heard me talk about her before. Yeah. And by special, I do mean sometimes she can be a real bitch. So, let me just see. I mean that in the nicest way possible. Hello? Well, no. But I'm doing this and that's okay. Then if you ruin it, then I guess that's okay. Go for it. She's like, if you want to do it in the morning, then that's cool. And I'm like, no, you're doing the yard. And that's a you thing. Can you do it and also be considerate simultaneously? Challenge is in front of you. What will you choose to do with it? All right. I love that. By the way, you guys, I am a recovering, people-pleasing person. I'm just learning how to say no / fuck you in a nice way to people that raised me to not have any boundaries and be extraordinarily toxic. So that's what that underlying thread of energy is all about, in case you were wondering. Okay, let me finish laying these cards down for you. Let's see. I don't know why you're in that vibe, though. Okay. Oh, Lord. See. I don't think that they're going to be right outside the window though, honestly, because the weed whacking right around the house is done. So if anything, they might cut the grass. You might hear that a little bit though. So hopefully that is not super annoying for you. But that's going to be my compromise. I'm okay with them as long as they're just not right outside the window, uncompromisingly making my life hell. Okay. Is this the person from the first group? There's some sort of thread connecting these. Okay. Let me see. So while I'm laying these cards down and time stamping, so I grew up in a very suffocatingly Christian home. That's kind of where the people pleasing part comes in, because it's kind of the just don't ask questions kind of thing, just believe what we're telling you. So you can imagine how they feel about tarot. And then also just, yeah, it was just a lot. Very much about appearances and not a lot about being who you actually are authentically. So that's, yeah. There's a lot there. Okay. Let me timestamp for group number 2. We're getting into that. We're getting into group 2. I don't know. Maybe that was some of a message or something. Maybe some of you have had a difficult upbringing or something, and it's affected you as well. Maybe in relationships. I don't know. Okay. Hi, group 2. What is up? I hope you're doing well. So you guys are in group number 2 if you chose our beautiful Queen of Hearts baddie. This is what she looks like in case you were forgetting. Okay, that's group number 2. All right, so let's get into this. Let's see. Okay, so your current energy in regards to love is coming out ironically. I swear I did not process this. I saw this when I laid this card down, but I didn't process it in terms of the greater situation that happened right before I started your reading until I actually looked at it. I shit you not. Literally the Mother card in reverse. Well, this might be my pile, let me just say, for that to happen. But this means you're a little bit more in the shadow attributes of the Mother archetype towards love. So it says smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. Whereas the light attributes, in contrast, is being nurturing, patient, unconditionally loving, and there being you experiencing joy in creativity or creation, like giving birth to life or to things. So, but then you're that with the Lovers in your current energy towards love. There's something here that you're really scared to lose, I'm feeling. Some of you have an anxious attachment style for this smothering or abandoning children. And I'm not saying that in I am not shaming you, trust me. I have had I know a lot about the anxious attachment style because I have it. So trust me when I say this is not a shamey, blamey thing, okay? This is me just recognizing something because I have a lot of experience with it. So if it doesn't resonate for you, though, don't take that, okay? But it's like I'm seeing a deep fear or insecurity in you triggered because you are in love or because you do have a connection with someone that you love and that you feel is very deep, potentially spiritual, potentially destined or fated in some sort of way. And because you're scared of losing that, because it does mean so much to you or because it carries so much weight, you could have the tendency to overextend yourself, to overdo it, or to get really anxious, like to almost like white knuckle it and like smother it a little bit. But it's because you care so much, right? So the difference between like the different attachment styles, they have the same wounds and fears. They are afraid of abandonment and rejection, right? But they just react to that fear in a different way. So where an avoidant person, they feel more safe keeping people at arm's length, being hyper focused on their independence, so that it's kind of like, well, I don't need anyone anyways, right? But really they desire deep intimacy just the same as an anxiously attached person does. But they will choose to like just ghost or distance themselves, or like I said, focus very much on keeping that arm's length, whereas anxious people are more likely to be hyper vigilant, very focused on like they pick up any little shift in a relationship. So if something becomes unstable, then they notice it and it stresses them out, and it can change, it can throw off the balance, the energetic give and take, because then all of a sudden they're not just letting things be natural, they're like, you know, again, and it's from a good place, like it's from a wounded place, but their intention's not bad. They just are afraid of losing that love, or they're afraid of that love being thrown off balance, and then it's ironic because then they end up throwing that love off balance because they think that it is their job to like manage it and be hyper vigilant to keep it in balance. They take the whole responsibility basically on themselves, when really a healthy relationship is both people showing up equally, co-regulating their emotions, not taking on the emotional responsibility for one another, right? So it feels like that's something that you're working through, and you're being faced with it because there is something in your life or someone in your life that's bringing it up, and it's because you do care about them. You're a recovering people pleaser too. Yeah. Random boundary people. Yeah. Okay, let's clarify this a little bit. Tell me more about why group number 2 is in this energy regarding love at this time. Tell me about the lovers connection here with group number 2. Tell me. I feel like you're in a bit of a state of deconstruction. Yeah, you are currently balancing something. This came out for group number 1 too. Something was not moving forwards because it wasn't balanced. I feel like on an individual scale. Wow, there's the lovers in reverse. The thing about the lovers is when it's in reverse, it becomes the devil. Because it's two sides of the same coin. This is interesting. I feel like for some of you, group 1 is also your group, but this is giving more context to the backstory or the connection between you and that person, but not for everyone. But both the lovers and the 2 of cups are here in reverse. Wow. With the chariot in reverse, it feels like spirit gave you and this connection a time out. It's like you weren't allowed to move forwards more together because there was things that were very imbalanced between the 2 of you individually that needed to be triggered and worked out. But it feels like some of this needed to be worked out on your own. Like it's stuff that you needed to consider and balance within yourself. Find an internal state of harmony and balance within yourself. Not become codependent on one another for that sense of safety. Because the thing about the lovers is they are the emperor and the empress. They have to be sovereign and empowered when they come together, or it will be toxic, because it's 2 very strong, powerful energies, the divine feminine and masculine, right? And when they come together, they both have to be sovereign in their own energy, know their own worth, and be standing on that solid ground with an internal like state of balance, so that those strong energies can integrate together then, without throwing themselves off balance. But yeah, it feels like this connection, it kind of triggered some work in you, and you're tempering things out, finding some internal harmony right now. But there's also this fear of losing someone, and it's making you anxious. But it's because you love them so much, okay? And I feel like you're aware that you're needing to let go of that grip that you have on this. And you're working through that right now. So the person coming towards you, they are in the energy of Pisces and the sovereign. Interesting, I was just talking about needing to be in sovereign energy. Okay. This is the person that's coming towards you. So Pisces in the upright, it's the light attributes of this archetype. So empathetic, emotional, artistic, selfless, a natural healer, a dreamer, and intuitive. And then they're also in this energy of sovereignty here. So they're very tuned in spiritually, this person, with Pisces and this purple, all the purple there. I feel like they've come into dominion with this crown over themselves in some sort of way. Or they are in dominion over themselves in some sort of powerful way, this person. They also had these two cards clarifying who they are. So the Page of Wands in reverse and the Seven of Cups in reverse. So this is someone who knows how they feel emotionally, but they also know that they don't have a ton of hope or faith in something. So they could feel very clear on the feelings or the emotions they have for you, but also feel a little deflated, or like they don't have a lot of hope surrounding the connection right now for some reason. So let's see why that might be. I think they want to heal with you. How does this person feel? Let's ask that first. Well, I'm asking that later, but I want to know what the clarity here is. What is the Seven of Cups in reverse? This person could have Pisces strongly in their chart. They don't have to. They were on the fence about something in the past, and they still have a physical decision to make that has physical, real world, solid, tangible implications. And they haven't made that yet, but they know how they feel. So they know what they want in their heart. They know what makes them happy. It feels like they just don't know if they can have that. Why do they not know if they can have that? Tell me about the Page of Wands in reverse. They're afraid they're not going to get the answer or the news that they want. They're a little intimidated by you. If this person is the Emperor, then they see you as the other side of the Lover's connection here. But look at the bottom of the deck. Under this person's moon, the Queen of Cups. They love you. And something didn't work out in the past, and they have more clarity about why that was. Something didn't reconcile because there was an... Ooh. Look at this. This person's spilling their guts in the cards. Something was not able to reconcile or balance because I was just talking about if they're the Emperor to your Empress. They are seeing you as the Empress in the upright, balanced. In the past, something was imbalanced because they were not in dominion of themselves here. Or their masculine energy, something was not right or balanced with their masculine energy, even if they are not like a man, right? They want to make something right that has not been resolved between the two of you. And I feel like rather than making something right, they just cut you off. This really could be like an anxious avoidant type of connection. I feel like they were defensive and insecure, and something wasn't moving forwards. They didn't want to experience a lot of pain. They didn't want to get their hopes up, so they just ran. But it's because they were afraid. It's not because they didn't feel anything for you. And they've had time to sit with their emotions now and get a little bit more comfortable with them from a sovereign, grounded place. And that's why they're reapproaching you. They want to have a conversation about why something didn't feel solid in the past and what they weren't happy with in the past with the way that things went. So they want to have this conversation so that it feels like they can make a choice. But they're not quite sure how this is going to go. They have a lot of feelings and love for you. They feel strong within themselves and clear, but they don't, you're the wild card. They don't know if something is going to evolve the way that they want it to. Feels like they're going to fuck around and find out though. So the energy created when the two of you come together here looks pretty good, to be honest. It's the gong, the pineapple, and the ear. An exciting event, reconciliation, and good news. So this Trying to hold these cards in a way that's non-awkward, and it's just not happening, but this is how these cards came out. So it feels like, and then they also came out with the Ace of Cups. So there is some sort of exciting event that brings in good news that is, it feels unexpected. And it feels as though there is reconciliation here, but it's interesting the pineapple is there because it's like very sweet and juicy on the inside, confident even on the inside because of all the yellow energy, but it's spiky on the outside. It's not the most approachable on the outside. It's like you wouldn't know, judging by the cover, right, or the appearance of it, necessarily what is inside or what's going to happen when you cut into it. So I do feel like this, the energy that you create together is one of unconditional love that is there. The two of you excite each other. You want to be hopeful, and both of you there's the option to reconcile here, but you both have to choose it. So can you tell me a little bit more about the energy created together here when this person comes towards group number 2? Okay, that's too many cards. There's like 6 cards that came out. Tell me more about this, the energy created when these two come together. I'm also getting, yeah, this is a very like quickly renewing energy. It's a very regenerative energy between the two of you and this person. So even if you go through like phases of rockiness, there's like a strong bounce back game or something. Like you might experience a lot of conflict together, but then things, you work it out. Like you are able to reconcile it. And I feel like because there is genuine, unconditional, very strong love between the two of you here. But it doesn't feel like this is a simple or an easy love necessarily. And I don't think any love is. Not really. But this is the Queen of Cups vibes, and it's, again, it's looking reciprocal because they're mirroring each other. But again, it's also saying there is both like a light and a shadow side. There's an upright and a reversed side to the lovers. And with this person, both of them are, you're very aware of both of them, what they look like. It feels like you have experienced more of the toxic side of things with this person. It feels like so far you have not experienced success, the kind of success that you would genuinely desire with this person here. Is there anything else you want to tell me about the energy they create together? There's something here about wanting peace, though, especially when you come together this time. It's like you're both tired of fighting. You just want to be vulnerable and let it all out. Like, let it spill out. Just, like, open up and express yourself. Because it feels like this makes you guys genuinely happy. And it almost feels like the reason for heartbreak has been indecision. So both of you have the desire to cut through any illusion. And it feels like you both want to bring your best selves and the best of your heart and renewed passion and inspiration to the table here. Like, I'm seeing this be the energy that you create when you come together is so positive because, yeah, there's the Ace of Pentacles too. So you've had the Ace of Cups, Wands, and Pentacles, and I saw the Ace of Swords as well. Something isn't quite over between you and this person. So I do see you reconciling something. Now, whether that is like reconciling and then getting back together, or whether that's just having a conversation that really helps you resolve something, both of you resolve something, it seems very renewing and positive. Yeah, look at that. Something toxic is being released here. Something, it feels like the cycle of the devil between the two of you. Remember how I said this is the other side of the coin? It came out in reverse. It feels like you guys are going to experience the lovers now. Whereas there may have been some like uglier parts or more difficult shadowy elements between you that needed to be uprooted, brought to the surface, witnessed, exposed, but not so they could be the end all be all defining factor of this, but more so that they could just be worked through or transcended. But I feel like something is being reconciled here. The two of you are more on the same page than you know. And this is very much coming through as like look at the visual symmetry almost, or similarities, right? And it looks like being caged in. It looks like this is a jail cell to me, but they're both in the reverse. So it's like breaking out of something that has been chaotic, combative, restrictive, oppressive, exhausting, confusing, and a little bit shadowy. What's up, Andrea? Okay, so this person's feelings as they come towards you, the Seven of Pentacles and the clinging, fire, illumination, inspiration, devotion, and all-consuming passion, regeneration, spirituality, virtue, and enlightenment. Well, I love that. It looks like this person has had a realization about what it actually takes to invest and bring this kind of love together, and it's been quite spiritually illuminating to them. They're realizing that they have a huge amount of passion for you. Again, there's an energy of regeneration too, and deep spiritual connection. But something here, this person has had some form of enlightenment surrounding the type of investment required, the energy, effort, time, attention needed here to really grow something. And it feels like they see it as being worth it. They just don't exactly know how to make it happen or how you're going to respond to their desire to make that happen. So you tell me more about this person's feelings. It's coming through as very passionate, but also very practical. Like they're trying to ground. So it could be, yeah, because they really want to bring this, yeah, look at, very passionate, but also they want to make it into something grounded and tangible and real. So they come in with all this fiery energy. There's a lot of fire and earth for this person. I'm getting Aries and Sag, and then Taurus and Virgo and Capricorn all equally. It's like this person is clear now. They know how they feel, and so they're coming in with this energy. They know what they want to build. The only thing that they don't know, that they're still a little hesitant about, is how you're going to respond. But they want to heal what has been imbalanced in the past. So their intentions. The Knight of Swords in reverse with this Kabbalah Tree of Life card, integration, life lessons, and emanation. They want to come in and share what they've learned in your absence, but there's still things they don't know that they need to talk to you to get the clarity or the answers. So they have integrated some life lessons, and they feel like the cycle between the two of you is not closed yet. There's still more to learn. So they're coming back to have that conversation because they are seeking further enlightenment, is what that feels like. Can you clarify that a little bit for me? The Four of Cups in reverse. This person's feeling more secure physically, but there's been an emotional disappointment due to something that they know is not fair. There's been an injustice, and they feel like it caused both of you to be insecure, but they want to cut through their personal anxiety to come back towards you in a gentle, tender way. And they know that they can be soft and strong simultaneously because they're in this energy of sovereignty. And they know themselves. So they do have healthy boundaries now. They have integrated some sort of lesson, and it feels like they've matured, or they've gained insight or responsibility, that the sense of responsibility that they didn't have before. So yeah, it may have been a while since you've talked to this person, but things were imbalanced, and things needed to heal before there would be the right time where both of you would actually be not triggered and open to to reconciling something, I feel like. Even just having a conversation. So that's what this person is intending. What specifically are they not certain about still? Like, what are they still seeking an answer surrounding? The Eight of Pentacles, if you still want to put the work in, what the work reasonably practically actually looks like. This feels like they want to create a strategic plan to actually make something happen. Like, I'm hearing these lyrics, and it's like, am I gonna get to love you? Are we gonna make it real? That's what the lyrics are. Am I gonna get to love you? Are we gonna make it real? This person, they have all these ideas. They have fantasies. They have a vision. They've dreamed about things between you. They've had actual dreams about you, I'm feeling, especially if they have strong Pisces in their chart. This person has dreamt about you. They maybe even have manifested or dreamed, like, they may be a lucid dreamer and they manifest in their dream state. They want to know if they can make it happen, if they can make it real. They want to reconcile with you, the Three of Cups. They want to bring something together, but again, there's still stuff they don't know. They don't know if you have the same emotional clarity that they do, and they don't know if you are willing to be disarmed around them. Like, if you'll open up to even have the conversation or give this another chance. They're scared that you're not going to want to move forwards with them. But it feels like they're approaching you anyways. Okay, so your advice. This one's coming through a lot clearer than group number 1. It had a lot more chaos to it, but it also had 3 people in it. So, yeah. Your advice is the spider with the King of Cups in reverse. It's interesting because the spider to me talks about as well, like having a plan, having a plan of action to create something that is delicate but strong, strategic, serves a function. They have a vision, and then they painstakingly set out to create it, right? Let's read about the spider in the book, and then I'm gonna dig deeper into that King of Cups in reverse a little bit. Okay, so the spider says, because this is your advice, there's something here about, like, you had karma together. It feels like now you're meant to experience dharma together. So this person could be, it's interesting. They serve multiple functions in your life, this connection. It is deep. It is the lover's connection after all. They were meant to point stuff out that you still needed to integrate through life lessons. But I also feel that you're meant to go through, like, move through life and learn lessons with this person for some of you. And then emanate the wisdom that you took from those lessons together, or allow it to be reflected in your relationship or in your love. It's almost like your love is the proof of the work. It's like a source of, I think it's meant to be a source of pride for both of you, this relationship, because it's going to show how much work you've individually done if you do end up moving towards each other. But yeah, the spider, it says creator of prosperity through life's work, dharma. I feel that you and this person, there's something about the North Node. You either activated each other's movement towards your North Nodes, or you are a part of that North Node path for each other. You're meant to experience it together, or you're meant to walk it together. Dharma. So it says the spider is an ingenious creator. Its greatest gift is weaving the thread of dharma into a vast, intricate web that supports the spider and those around it, both financially and spiritually. It's hard work, but the spider neither tires nor becomes impatient. This card reminds us creativity is everywhere. Be process oriented rather than results oriented, and soon your work becomes like the weaving of a magical, priceless tapestry, and abundance follows. So, when in balance, this energy is prosperous, enthusiastic, hopeful, and appreciative. When out of balance, it's discouraged, tired, and forlorn. So, it loses hope, or it gets discouraged, deflated, and worn out when things don't go its way. Specifically, when it's focusing too much on results rather than like the process, when it's focused too much on the destination and not the journey. So there's something very much about that. Let it be a journey. Don't be you can't be like perfectionistic with this. What brings this energy into balance when it is out of balance is playful creativity. So there's something about like having a plan, but also maintaining that lightness where you can still enjoy, again, the journey, every part of what is unfolding. So why is the King of Cups in reverse here in the advice for group 2? Okay. In the past, it's saying that the two of you both showed up a little bit in this energy. And it's because there was anxiety and emotional confusion here. Okay. So again, we already know that the two of you triggered each other and you showed up in a little bit of your shadow or a little bit of that triggered or more toxic space with one another, the devil, right? Some of that unconscious programming, confusion, anxiety, attachment styles, all that fun stuff came to the surface. But it's kind of because the situation offered you guys, I feel like, everything that you wanted, everything that you could hope for. And it's almost one of those things where it's like, I wasn't ready, you know? So then these things were triggered and it was highlighted the work that you still needed to do. So then it feels like the two of you have been in a phase of separation while that work has been done. And now you may have an opportunity to reconcile, but with the understanding that things will not always be sunshiny and perfect here. It is a process, and the process will have highs and lows. So can the two of you accept that and be unconditionally loving to each other throughout that whole thing, right? Because the way of the past is not going to work. There was a lack of self-awareness and the ways that you guys self-sabotage and put yourselves out in the cold, both you and this person. It's like you put resistance in front of forward motion towards the thing that would make you the most happy because maybe you didn't trust it, you didn't trust yourself. But it's showing me here that in the past, the two of you used your strategic minds or your wiles to create like defenses against one another as protection mechanisms or old coping mechanisms came up. And it's asking you to redirect that energy towards a common goal and to be open and intimate to one another and support one another and basically work as a fucking team rather than, at odds with each other where things just get more and more difficult. Yeah, because there's defensiveness. You're defensive against the person you're supposed to be on the same team as. And then that creates a lot of energetic weight and resistance. The truth is that you both love each other. You both wish to move forwards. So it's like, take it slow. Take it slow, don't rush things because you're still healing a phase of grief, but I feel like that phase is closing out. You're leaving behind the elements of something that were not emotionally fulfilling. And I think that you're recognizing that it wasn't each other that was not emotionally fulfilling. It's just what was triggered within you. It's kind of like the best of you neither of you were able to really showcase the best of yourself because there was poison almost being sucked up and out of you. So the truth of who you really are did not come out, but maybe like manipulation, game playing, coldness, harshness. And again, I don't know if you even did any of this on purpose. It could have just been a trigger response, right? But it was the devil energy. It was something that was ready to be grown out of. It had been oppressive and restrictive, suffocating, and you weren't happy approaching things that way, neither of you, but you weren't quite seeing it either fully enough to create the change. And so you highlighted that in one another. You kind of, probably very uncomfortably, shone a light on these spaces within each other, as the lovers do. That's one of the layered functions of the lovers, right? And then you maybe got very uncomfortable because you felt seen in those spaces, those shadowy spaces, by one another. It's like you felt the most insecure part of you was clearly seen by one another. And then I feel like that could have, then when you feel that way, then the ego comes out because you feel, vulnerable in an exposed, uncomfortable kind of way. So then the ego gets involved. And then, once you get to that point, it is very hard to show up optimally in a connection. But again, I don't think it had anything to do with the feelings that you had for one another. I think if anything, maybe the strength of your experience and your emotions for one another was like kind of, feeding that triggered state. But that's what I'm seeing for you, group number 2. Okay? That's what I see for the person that's coming towards you and what is up regarding love for you at this time. So we're going to move on to our final group. Group number 3. Group number 3, there it is. Let's see what's up with my final group. Okay. How are you guys doing out there? Let me come back to the chat and see. How are you doing? Are you guys doing okay? No one's saying anything. I didn't miss anything, so that's good. Okay. Group 3. I covered the chat while I was doing that so that I wouldn't get distracted while I do the readings. I'm just kind of trying to stay focused, but we're moving on. So let's see. Let's clear and ground the energy from the previous groups so that we can tap into group number 3 and what is coming towards them in regards to love. I forgot to mention the song that I channeled for group number 2. If any of you guys are still listening, it was Roses by the Chainsmokers. Maybe I'll put that when I put the timestamps. I'll put the songs that I channeled in there so you guys can not miss that. But yeah, it's interesting because the lyrics to that song, he says, take it slow, but it's not typical. He already knows that my love is fire. His heart was a stone, but then his hands roam. I turned him to gold and it took him higher. I'll be your daydream. I'll wear your favorite things. We could be beautiful. Get drunk on the good life. I'll take you to paradise. Say you'll never let me go. Deep in my bones, I can feel you. Take me back to a time only we knew how to wait. That's a really good song. Roses by the Chainsmokers. So yeah, I'll put that in the description. But if you're still listening, group number 2, that's the song I channeled for you guys. Okay. Then group number 3. Group number 3. Let's see. Put these cards down. Excuse me. What's up with my throat? Keena's. It's also revealing. I forgot which one I picked. LOL. I feel like 2 and number 1 were sort of tied together, but one of them was maybe it felt like an evolution of the relationship, because group number one felt like they were in a more toxic state of the same connection. Maybe both people were still very confused. They did not know how they really felt, and one of them was still exploring options. They hadn't released their ex from the past. They were confused as to whether they still had feelings for them, but I feel like in reality they were just still hung up on the negative emotions and not getting what they wanted, but they weren't actually connected to, like, they were connected to them emotionally, but in a more heavy negative way. Whereas group two felt more evolved, like further evolved in the same kind of connection. So I'm not sure. All right, let me put these cards down. Say you'll never let me go. Here's Luna jumping around in the background. Okay. What? Okay. This one feels very different. This one feels like a warning, a little. Not a little. This one feels like a warning. Like, it just feels like a warning. Okay. Let me see. Okay. 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 You want to go out? Open the door so that she can go out. Okay. Let's get into this, cause why? Why? Okay, I'll wait to say something until I do the timestamp and we'll get into this. But there's very specific energy that's coming up from this. It feels kind of like these piles are all connected. And there's one energy here that I don't like, okay? And it's still kind of connected in a negative emotional way to someone. And it showed up in group one as like an ex that had not let go and was resentful and jealous of the way that someone was healing and moving on to something that was potentially like a deeper, more fulfilling spiritual union. And it's kind of like, oh, you healed and now you're going to be like in your full potential with the girl after me, that kind of vibe, or the guy after me kind of vibe. And they were not really feeling like they wanted to let that happen. It almost in some ways feels like this pile is about that person though a little more deeply, so I'm not sure. We'll see what comes out, but let me timestamp. Okay. Hi, group number 3. I hope you guys are doing well. So you might feel called to another pile as well. I'm just gonna say that all the piles in this reading so far have had like a thread of connection to them, and they're not all the same storyline, but they might be like people who are connected to one another in a way. So, for instance, like 2 people could be approaching you. Someone from the past, like an ex from the past that you had maybe a bit of a toxic relationship with, could be coming back. But then you could also be interested in someone new that you're pursuing that things are up in the air with. So if you do feel called to another pile, I feel like trust that, okay? But you are in group number 3 if you chose the Fool card. So something kind of notable about this Fool card, though, they're being a little bit risky, right? Like the Fool isn't always foolish, but this Fool is kind of coming through as like they're already in the clouds, walking on a tightrope, 1 foot out, like off the rope, and they're not even looking. Like they like covered their eyes are closed. They've got really no fucks given. They're just like, let's walk off into, it's a very trusting, but potentially dangerously trusting energy. So that could be something, I don't know if that's something that is a part of you, where sometimes you want to see the best in people. And I love that as a trait in people. Trust me, I have that trait too. But it's like maybe you're very empathetic and sometimes that is abused, or maybe, you've been a target for people who have sought to just more so take advantage of you in the past. So if that's something that is kind of something you've been dealing with, then that could be part of your message as well. Okay. Let's take a look. So the song that I channeled for you guys is Me and You by Cassie. For your group. So that's an old song, but she's saying, you've been waiting so long. I'm here to answer your call. I know that I shouldn't have had you waiting at all. I've been so busy, but I've been thinking about what I want to do with you. You're the one I want to give it to. I can see you want me to. Now it's me and you. I've been waiting. Think I want to make that move now. Tell me if you like it. It's me and you now. I've been waiting. Okay, so yeah. I know what to do if only you would let me, she says. As long as you're cool with it, I'll treat you right. Here is where I want to be. Okay. So for you guys, I'm not going to lie. It feels like this is someone who is deciding now that maybe that they are choosing you out of other options, or maybe they didn't choose you in the past. This is someone who said, I know I shouldn't have had you waiting at all, right? So this is someone who, they're aware that they did not make you a priority in the way that they should have. And this is someone who knows that. But they're like, just give me another chance and I can give you everything. That's kind of the energy that they have, or that's the energy of the song, okay? This is, you feel something coming intuitively, I think. That was the High Priestess. Or you feel something intuitively about this person. Like that they are not healed, or that they're not how they present. It's like there's something, they're trying to present as the Empress, okay? But the Empress came out in reverse with the Star in reverse. And then the Emperor is here in the upright, and then the 10 of Cups in reverse. So I feel like this is someone for group 3 that you do have a history with. And it's like you've had a difficult time. It doesn't matter who's a man or who's a woman or who's the more feminine or masculine energy in the connection between these two. This is an imbalance of energy, and it's because one person isn't healed, and it's coming through as the feminine in this energy very, very strongly. So for this group, it could be reversed if you are a feminine, or else you could have a very strong masculine energy as a female. Okay, you could have a lot of Mars energy in your chart. You could have a lot of fire or air energy in your chart, or you're very balanced between the yin and yang, but I feel you have like a strong energy about you. So, okay, your current energy towards love is coming through as Aries, which is the Emperor. So Aries in the upright with the Five of Wands in reverse. So you're in the light attributes of Aries, which is a lot more than these qualities, but it does include leadership, confidence, positivity, bravery, loving, creative, passionate, dynamic, ambitious, and strong. And then with the Five of Wands in reverse, it's telling me like you're pretty in alignment with yourself and what you want. You're in a pretty sovereign energy and a passionate energy where you know if something lights you up or doesn't. Like you don't really have to sit around and question too much. Because you are tuned into your true authentic self, you're not experiencing right now a lot of internal conflict, which is great because it feels like then you will know if something naturally calibrates with you or if it doesn't, and you can feel it pretty immediately, which is good because it feels like someone here might be coming in trying to be like, I'm the Empress to your Emperor, or I'm like the other half of the lover's equation. But I'm here to tell you that they're not. They are absolutely not. Because I'm looking at their intentions and their feelings. And they're not the lovers, okay? Maybe they could be if they had chosen to heal and show up in a balanced and responsible way. But they're not, and they didn't in the past either. So, yeah. This is someone you've had a toxic cycle with. And you've since put distance between you and this person. Okay? So let's get a little more information here. Why is group number 3 in the energy of Aries and the Five of Wands in reverse towards love? It feels like you've sorted something out internally with yourself. Your own ambitions, your own desire, what you see as a vision of your life that you want to create in love and outside of love. It feels like you're looking for a partner in crime, but also, something that still feels stable, something that does not stifle you, but adds to your confidence and your positivity, something that you can create with alongside without losing any of your passion and that dynamic nature that you have. You want someone who can kind of play with that nicely, because it is a strong energy, right? It's a strong personality. So you're looking for something that complements that. Okay, tell me more about this. The Three of Swords in reverse and the Four of Coins. You're willing to hold on to your energy and be a little stingy with it to avoid heartbreak, because it feels like you've been involved in some fuckery in the past. And I feel like it's not that recent, or it's not that far in the past, because you're still showing me like my energy is a little bit on lockdown. Not that I'm stagnant with my energy, but like everybody is getting vetted at the door. Everyone has to go past the bouncer. Like no one's just sliding past my boundaries. I'm checking everyone's ID as they come in, But it's good. It's like you feel like you know what you bring to the table and what you offer, and you're like, no scrubs, no. Yeah, Shauna, this is pile number 3 now. So you're like, no scrubs. You know what you don't want. And you also know what kind of dynamics bring out the worst in you. It feels like you've been forced to see some uncomfortable things about yourself. And so it's like, it almost is one of those things where like you had to fuck around and find out, and you had to experience what really does not work for you so that you could be like, all right, well, I know I don't want that. And then now moving forwards, it's been like the process of elimination. So you could be very hands-on learner, especially relationally. You could learn a lot from your relationships. You could have strong Scorpio in your chart. You learn through your intimate relationships. Some of you have Chiron in Scorpio, Mars or Venus in Scorpio, or Scorpio rising specifically. This person as well could also have some Scorpio in their chart too. You could have some sort of synastry that is connected there. But you also could have Aries in your chart. And then there's also Saturnian energy here as well. So the person that's coming towards you, or the energy that is coming towards you, they are in the energy of the femme fatale and withdraw here. As well as the Eight of Pentacles in reverse and the Six of Swords in reverse. Okay, so as you can see, you are showing up in a very masculine energy, right? And this person's showing up in a very feminine energy. So take it how it resonates. This might be reversed for some of you as well. Or like I said, you just have a strong masculine energy as a feminine. You could have a Venus in Aries, a Venus in, Venus in Aries, a Venus in Scorpio, or a very strong Mars placement, like Mars in Scorpio, Mars in Aries, or Mars in Capricorn. But you don't have to. These are just coming through intuitively. So this person, they're coming in. This is someone who is playing a game. They're trying to be mysterious, and they're trying to not give that much away, like kind of leave like little, it's like they're dangling the carrot. That's how this is coming through. They're trying to seduce. They're highlighting their erotic energy as well, or their sexual energy here. Let me just clarify. I'm going to get to the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Swords in reverse in a second, but I want to just focus on this femme fatale and withdraw first. To me, this is looking like someone who knows how to use like their push and pull of energy, or giving and then taking away or withdrawing, in order to kind of like manipulate or create desire, create like a pull, but it's not based on, it's not really healthy is what I'm seeing. It's more of like an attachment. Yeah. This is someone that's hurt you in the past. You also felt very, wow. Holy mother of... Okay. There's the Five of Cups. And then, right, I was going to say they make you... It's like they diminished your confidence. They kind of emasculated you if you are a male. Behind that is the King of Cups in reverse, and then the King of Pentacles in reverse. 3 kings in reverse in a row. And then behind that is the Emperor, Aries, right? Where you are now. So this is showing me that you have come a long way since you've healed from this person. And I think that that's why you are like, I'm protecting how far I've come, because it feels like this person very much took you, or this connection, the way that you responded to it, very much took you out of your sovereign empowered element. And you've since healed to gain clarity and come back into that even stronger than you were before, which is beautiful. But this person is now triggered. Their insecurities are now triggered, it feels like, because they are witnessing, or else just energetically feeling you take your power back. That's what that seems like. So tell me about the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Why is this person in the energy? The Ten of Wands in reverse, the Star in reverse. That's what I was feeling. It's like they don't. This person's not in the business of putting work into This could be someone that's very attractive physically, and they use that to, again, to manipulate, to create desire, to make some, for some of you, this person has a way of making you feel inadequate, and then they come in and fill that void. It's like they create a void and then they fill it. And it's like a safety mechanism for them. They create an unhealthy attachment. This is something this person knows how to do. So it's like they get you hooked and then they might withdraw and then kind of breadcrumb. It's to create an attachment. And it's because they don't want to do the work. There's something unhealthy about them in terms of creating like a healthy attachment, like a real attachment based on the building of trust and reciprocity and, you know, putting equal amounts of work and stuff in. This person's energy is, I don't want to do a lot of heavy lifting. They also have a way of thinking about something that they are very stuck in. With the Six of Swords in reverse, they're not open-minded. So what is the Six of Swords in reverse? What is this person's like very fixed approach here? Because it's telling me they're not changing their mind about something. It could just be about the amount of work that they're even willing to put in, or that they feel like they should have to put in. They feel like they shouldn't have to. Like it's not their responsibility. They could just get it easily. So why would they do it the hard way is almost how they see things. Tell me about the Six of Swords in reverse. I don't love this person's energy. The Queen of Cups, Justice in reverse. Ew. This person manipulates with love. I don't like it. They have strong Plutonian Scorpionic energy coming out. There's also Libra here. This is toxic, and I don't know how. I feel like this person's quite aware. They're quite conscious and intelligent. I don't feel like this is someone that's just, it's like they have a strategy that they use to get what they want and it works for them, and then they don't really need to grow beyond that, so they don't. But they use like the promise of love. And it's interesting because this Queen of Cups, right? It's the same both ways. So it's like you can't tell with her when she is in the reverse or the upright, this particular Queen of Cups. There's something like wishy-washy, shadowy, or something that's always unclear about this person. They don't ever really fully, they try to create an air of like mystery, and then they give a little and get you hooked, and then they pull back, they withdraw. It's like this, all of it is part of this thing that they do. It's like a bait and hook thing. They create emotional confusion, and then they come in and make it seem like now I'm giving you the clarity. They create the void, and then they come in and they're like, now I'm fulfilling that void. I'm the only one who can fulfill that void. But they keep you always looking at the horizon, waiting for it. They never do actually fully open up or give you, they keep you in the cold. And they keep you always waiting, and that is what gets you hooked. That's the approach this person takes. But I feel like you started healing and you moved on towards something that you actually did open your heart towards in quite an innocent way from this person. So this person's showing me, right, they have not moved forwards, the Six of Swords in reverse. But here you are, the Six of Swords in the upright, the Knight of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. This is a really beautiful, like, it's showing me your mind opened and expanded. And you moved forwards with an open heart, with a hopeful heart. There's an innocence that you tapped into here, a purity almost. Something just genuinely made you happy, and for that reason, it disarmed you. And I feel like you haven't released whatever that is, but I don't feel like that's this person. It's a different opportunity. And you know that you want another chance with that opportunity. I think. It's not this person coming back in. It's someone else, but you are on the fence about about the other thing. But this reading is focused more on this person. But it is showing me though that oh, am I frozen? Or is it just frozen on my screen? Can you guys see me? Am I frozen? Can you just let me know? Because on my screen it's showing me that I am frozen in a hilarious way on YouTube. But maybe that's just my screen freezing and not reality. Hopefully. Not frozen? Okay, sweet. Then that's just my computer having a heart attack. So let's just turn down the screen brightness because it just feels like it's overheating and that's what's causing that. Okay. So this is not about the person that you feel. So there's someone that you approached that did bring you a lot of happiness and inspired you to be vulnerable. It's like they cracked open a very pure, innocent, childlike sort of place inside of you and really inspired your heart. You still have hope or the desire. You haven't disconnected emotionally from that, but you also don't know what to do to make it come together. So you're showing me that you're not conflicted about what you want or how you feel about someone, but there's also something that you would need to do to put a new opportunity in with this person into play, and you're not entirely sure. Like, I feel like you've healed and you want to bring the best of yourself because you are in this energy, right, to a relationship with someone, and you know how you feel about that. I don't think that's the person that's coming back and approaching you here though in this femme fatale energy. So, okay. The energy that is created between you and this person who is approaching you is the Page of Pentacles. So there is an opportunity. It's a small opportunity, but there will be another opportunity between the two of you with that Page of Pentacles. And then it's clarified though by the bear, the flag, and the horse. This says a lot. This is real loud. So the bear says danger, especially in money matters. The flag says do not be tempted to lower your standards. And the horse says a short journey. This could be someone that's physically in close physical proximity to you or just a short journey away. I don't know why that's significant. But what I'm seeing with this is this opportunity won't actually take you far. It's not going anywhere. So yes, a small opportunity is created when the two of your energies come back together. You have the choice to take an opportunity again with this person. But it's telling me that there's the ability for this to throw you off your game. And you could have some financial instability or some sort of loss because of that, maybe. But there's something about this person where you would be lowering your standards. And I feel like if you did come back together with them, it would be a short stint. Like it would be a short journey and then it would be done. Because again, I can see why. Because nothing has changed. No matter how this person comes in presenting themselves. And they know how to do that in a very, masterful, manipulative, and strategic way to get what they want. Even a very enticing way. It might tempt you, right? But it's not something that is, it is something that is lower than your standards. It is something that has some sort of practical or tangible consequence, because it literally says danger. It says especially in money matters, but for some of you it's not just regarding money. It's just like there is a danger to this situation. Let me clarify and see what that is. What is this danger referring to? The Three of Wands in reverse. This just is not going anywhere. It's something that you're meant to avoid. It's an energy drain and it's confusing more than anything, but this is something that's avoidable. But it's just not going anywhere. You would be backpedaling, lowering your standards, slipping back into something that is below you or not aligned with you, or just it hasn't moved at all, it hasn't grown, and you've grown a lot. And it's just, it would bring a lot of, it would reopen an old wound, set you back a little bit in your healing. Potentially there's something about work that it would throw off for you, or money. But it's basically just saying, this won't work. It's because there isn't true unconditional love here. It's based on like games and manipulation. So that's probably why. It's an opportunity, but it's being brought in by an opportunist. Yeah. Why is this person coming in as being below group number 3's standards? What is it about them that is, like, why is that? Why would group 3 be lowering their standards in regards to this person, other than the reasons we've already listed? The 10 of Swords, the 2 of Cups in reverse, the Empress in reverse again. This person keeps coming through as the Empress in reverse to your Emperor. It's like they're trying to be something that they're not. They want to be the lover's connection with you. I think they see you as the Emperor. They see you as a strong, commanding, assertive presence with confidence, leadership qualities, a courageous and loving heart, and a lot of ambition. They see you as someone that's going to go a long way. And I feel like in a way, this person wants you to provide for them. But yeah, they're not giving anything though. So they just kind of want a free ride. And there is a lack of alignment again with the 2 of Cups there. But this says a lot. The reason this would be lowering your standards is because this person is deceptive. There may have been a betrayal here, an abandonment, a rejection, but something really hurt you. The Hierophant in reverse. This is someone that could have cheated on you in the past if you were dating them. But it's like they create difficulty to nurture that unhealthy attachment so that they feel safe in the connection. Like you're definitely not going to leave because I've toxically, like entangled you with me. But the thing that they've entangled you to isn't even real. It's not even authentic. It's just this mask that they wear in order to create the entanglement. It just feels very toxic and manipulative. And it's intelligent, and this person knows what they're doing. So that's why it is coming through as a bit of a warning, okay? This is someone, though, that has either already hurt you or they will. It's showing me that they want to use you for something. And for some of you, it's status. It's you have money that they want, or you could care for them in some way. They're seeing you as taking care of them without them doing much, without them having to do much, to change. Okay, so that's what I see. So their feelings and intentions towards you as they come towards you. So their feelings, we got the World with, 2 oracle cards came out. Innocence, which says a trusting nature, originality, spontaneity, open-heartedness, simplicity, and the unexpected. I feel like this is how they see you. And then, so they feel like that's you. You're this innocent person with an open heart, trusting nature, but at the same time, you have courage to be that way. You're spontaneous. You throw yourself into stuff. You have an original mind. You're not afraid to do things differently or your way. But then we get revolution in reverse. Transformation, radical change, give up the old way to make way for the new, and a quantum leap. So then we have the World. This is their feelings. They feel like something has closed between the two of you, but they also may feel like they're expecting to find you exactly where they left you when something closed. For some of you, this person, like, they already fucked you over and something closed with finality, and they know that. But they feel like almost like they fucked you up bad enough with what happened that, again, they can just come back and you'll still be there, like triggered or wounded. They don't feel like you've transformed or made a radical change, and it's probably because they haven't, right? They have not given up the old way to make way for something new. And so they're kind of expecting you to still be in this naive, pure energy with this trusting nature. Someone that, even though they've hurt you in the past and broken your trust, they could still come back and manipulate you into, another opportunity. See how they're kind of like holding that though? Like, will I give it to you or won't I? Like, I don't know. But then it's like, what will they give you though, really? Like, whatever they're offering, they don't actually hold. And I think that they actually want to take from you. So they're presenting as if they have a lot, but it's all a game. They're kind of presenting as if like you would be so lucky to build with me, or if I give you another chance. But in reality, you would be putting the work that you've done into danger. There's a possible loss, and you would actually be lowering your standards. So yeah, it's not, all is not what it seems with this person. So can you tell me more about their feelings surrounding the world? The Seven of Swords in reverse and the Four of Wands. Welcome home. What the fuck is this person's problem? No offense, but like, what? Why? So like, to see people moving this way in regards to relationships is just so like disheartening, honestly, because it's like, well, it's a jungle out there, apparently. Be safe, guys. Like, but that's why this is coming out as a warning, because this is some nonsense. Like, the truth is that when this person created an ending with you, it was with something else further down the line still in mind. It's like they created an ending so that they could return and something would be more stable, again, because they were hoping to create or strengthen that toxic attachment between the two of you. So it's almost like they sabotaged an opportunity, or they created lack, again, so that they could come in from out of the cold. They withdrew so that then they can come back looking even more tempting than ever. It's like, I'll only give you a bit, then I take it away. So that what? So that then you want it worse when I come back, or that's like the manipulation. It's very psychological, because it's almost like that could convince you that you want it just because it's hard to get, quote unquote, when really it's just playing games with you to make you feel like it's this quality thing that's hard to get and hard to keep, and it's manipulative, and it's on purpose. They take something away so that they can give it back, and they create grief to boost their own self-confidence. So I really hate it. I'm not gonna lie. I hate it with the fiery passion of 1,000 suns. Absolutely despise it. And it's a no for me, dog. So their intentions towards you as they come back. The Eight of Wands with this Alpha Draconians card, which says corrupt, unethical, and cults. This is the face of an unimpressed Lisa, in case you were... Why? Okay? Like, corrupt and unethical. Literally, Spirit is calling this bitch out. It's like, what is their intentions? Well, to have completely no ethics whatsoever, but they want to get energy moving again between the two of you, because it feels like they cycle. They do something with you that is this cycle, this cat and mouse game, right? They create a toxic push and pull dynamic. This person could be a runner, and they do it so that they know that maybe your nature is, you don't mind a little healthy competition, you don't mind chasing, you don't mind really applying yourself for something that you're passionate about. So this person uses that against you, it feels like, to create like false desire for something toxic. And then they take it away, they give it back, and again, it just creates a game. And it almost convinces you that you want something that I feel like you don't actually want. It's detrimental to you, and it's doing it on purpose. So, I think we already basically know that this person is not truly like investing in a positive or genuinely grounded or, abundant way. But can you tell me more about their intentions here? What's the Eight of Wands? It feels like though they took the energy back and they created this lack, and now they're ready to get it moving again. So they're like, let's flip the switch again. Let's come back in and be corrupt again. Like, what? What is this person's corrupt intentions towards my group 3 people? What are this person's unethical intentions towards? I feel like it's just they know they haven't changed. They know full well what the games are that they play. They know the parts of you that they play on with those games, and they're coming in on the same bullshit. So I feel like that is what is corrupt and unethical. Like, this person is aware. They feel like, okay, this is just saying so much. This is really gold digger energy, like for real, for real. For real, for real. So if you are someone that does have a lot to give, or you have a lot financially, specifically, this message is coming through. It could just be that you have a lot of energy, a lot of like love to give. But for some of you, you actually do have quite a bit of like fortune, or your family is very well off. Like, it's about status. This person wants that, and they want it without doing anything for it. So it's like seduce and destroy, that's what the vibe is. They want to come in though and attach themselves to something that you have via manipulation. Okay, I don't like it though. It's underneath, this person's very insecure, but they don't ever look at that. They drain other people, and they play games with other people to boost a false sense of confidence. They play games that have a lot to do with control, and they view that as power. But I feel like this created huge trust issues in you that you've worked hard to heal and balance out, which I think is why Spirit is like, this is on the horizon, this is coming in, this is hidden, and please stay committed to yourself, because this is a headache. And it could potentially, like, this is something you've walked away from returning. And I feel like you are not at conflict about it anymore. You know that this doesn't make you happy. You don't want to play the games. You weren't interested in competing. Like, this is, the truth about where this opportunity can and can't take you. Because you have healed. And now you see this very clearly. The High Priestess, the Lovers in reverse, the Star. You see this for what it is. From your vantage point. You see it from a practically healed place, and you also see it from an intuitively clear place. You know that this is not it. This ain't it. Okay? So your advice is the Knight of Cups with the Sea Serpent. You're showing up with a lot of water energy, like an open heart, but you're also showing up as like a boss. So you're coming through with strong fire energy, but also water. Really like that balance. So that is showing me again, like that temperance. I feel like the healing you've done has put you in alignment with your 10 of Pentacles, your legacy, your dreams, your goals, and you are moving towards that. So don't allow something, or you lowering your standards for something, okay, to be thrown off. Like, don't allow yourself to be thrown off by something that can't offer you anything, because it knows that you've healed. It knows that you've gained confidence. It knows that you are moving towards something abundant, and it just wants a piece of that. Okay. So I want to read the sea serpent first for you, for your advice, and then I'm going to get more into, like, pull a little more clarity surrounding the Knight of Cups and the sea serpent. Now let's see what this says first of all. So this is one of the chakra cards in this deck that signifies spirit energy. And it is correlated to the second chakra, which is the sacral. Okay, so it says healing emotional wounds and expressing desires. The sea serpent represents the energy of expression. I almost said enemy. I don't know. There's something about this person. It's very 12th house energy. You could have 12th house synastry with this person. They could be like a hidden enemy, someone that initially you saw maybe as like something with a lot of potential, but then as you got into it, it became just more and more clear that like this person don't got it, you know, they are without. So it says the sea serpent represents the energy of expression, whether it's emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire. The sea serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. Our hearts are at ease and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self-judgment and we let out the cool waters of forgiveness to heal our wounds. When the energy of the sea serpent is not yet activated, our emotions and creativity are left in the muddy waters. The current of expression stagnates in some areas of our lives, and in other places it floods. It's important to remember, no matter what the waters of our emotional lives look like, the sea serpent loves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection and supports us as we learn to express our true nature. So this, again, the sea serpent is connected to the energy of the sacral, which is the center of creativity and desire, and is associated with the water element. There's something where this person, when you came together with them, it was the devil energy. So it was something oppressive and imbalanced. The devil talks about like a lack of, it's indulgence, right? It's something not in moderation, out of moderation. And I feel like the current of expression stagnated in some areas, but it over flooded in some areas with this person. The two of you, for instance, could have had a very emotionally turbulent or stagnant or even disconnected energy where you didn't feel seen or heard by this person. You didn't feel reflected authentically by them, but there could have been a very strong like sexual expression, for instance, right? So they could have used that as well. And it's like toxic desire that they played on, well, almost to overcompensate though for something that was not there, which is like the actual love, the actual emotion, the actual depth. So your advice is the sea serpent with the Knight of Cups. And it's interesting, the sea serpent, or the solar or sacral chakra, is connected to water. And then you have the Knight of Cups there. So any final clarity on this advice for group 3 before I let them go? Let me know what I missed, if I missed something, or if there's something that you want me to add before I let group 3 go. What do they need to know? I feel like you've aligned yourself with the truth of you. You've reconnected to a certain purity and innocence, but it's not a weakness. It's more like your own true nature. Just like Aries is both the warrior They're both daddy and baby at the same time, and they are strong and soft at the same time. That's what this is coming through as. It's like your heart has opened, you've healed something and returned to innocence, but you're also more empowered and mature than you've ever been. And they don't want you to go back, like to backtrack or to lower your standards. They want you to still move forwards with your heart on your sleeve, having hope and faith in the kind of love that you desire and deserve. And that can only happen if you keep your emotional waters clear, not muddied, and you don't point your desire in toxic directions either. So in order to do that, you have to be very connected to your healthy desire, the truth of what you desire, and then you'll know whether this genuinely aligns with that, whether it can truly fulfill you, or whether it's just going to leave you longing. Literally, the suit of desire and energy and, you know, sexual energy, creative energy, the Ace of Wands, and it came out in reverse. The Seven of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. You're leaping off into something new, and you're meant to. You are meant to defend yourself against this because it's not going to work. The only thing it's going to do is drain your energy. You are moving in a healthy direction, and you already know this about whatever this is. I feel like this is meant to be very much a validation. The direction you're moving in and the new opportunity you're moving in, the one that you are not internally conflicted about, it doesn't bring you a state of conflict. It doesn't like make your nervous system act up. What you're moving towards brings you peace, and you weren't expecting it, I don't think. So whether that's just your alignment and your unencumbered focus on yourself, or whether that is you're moving towards an opportunity with someone else you care about, and that is going to be successful because it's truly aligned with you, or because you are entering it from a healed, non-conflicted place. You know what this is. So it's just be aware of the games and the tactics that this person uses. Be aware that a lower part of you, a shadowy part of you, Spirit is just like, my gosh. This will fuck with your head if you let your guard down to it, though. I'm seeing it throwing you off quite a bit. King of Swords in reverse, the Devil in reverse. And it's going to slow you down a lot, too, because it's going to suck you back into a toxic, oppressive cycle of you being controlled. Look at this. This is the truth about this. Spirit is really giving you clarity on this. Huge clarity. The truth about this is that it dissolved not because of something you did wrong, not because you weren't enough, not because of some personal lack, but because this thing diminished you. This thing was never aligned with you. It never saw you clearly. And you can see because you exited it. And what did you do? You aligned with yourself. You healed yourself. You realigned with your vision, or you redefined your vision. You know what makes you happy. You know what you want. And when you were here with this person, it feels like you felt very insecure, codependent. You weren't sovereign. You didn't have strong boundaries. You didn't know who you were. And you felt like you were lacking something, like you weren't enough, like you were missing something. But the truth is, you have fucking changed. You have transformed and evolved since the past. The past was very disappointing because you gave to something that was inconsistent, and then it fell apart. And then you felt stupid after, maybe because you realized that you'd kind of been played a little bit. Something wasn't as innocent as it seemed. But you're moving in the direction of something that you truly desire and deserve, and you're going to get it. So this is just validation not to backslide, but this person is reapproaching, okay? Is there anything else Group 3 needs to know before I let them go? No, that's it. This person, though, they feel that you've moved away, and that's why they're reapproaching. But ultimately, this is something that it's not going to take you anywhere. So even if you choose to, like, you know, ride this ride again, it's going to be short lived, is what Spirit is saying. And there is the potential for you to lose something. And it would be because you're lowering your standards. So then there's danger of you losing something that you have built as you've raised your standards and as you have healed and become more aligned and tuned into your abundant sovereign nature. Connecting with this again could, again, diminish that. So just be aware of that, okay? That's what they want you to know. So that is what I have for you, group number 3. I love you so much. I hope that resonated for the people it was meant to and gave you some help, some clarity. Pretty interesting. But yeah, you've come a very long way. So you should be proud of that. And I feel like whatever you're moving towards, you do see it clearer as a result of this teaching you kind of like what love is not, what manipulation is, what codependency is, right? But it's almost again like you learned something the hard way. You learned from this situation maybe what you don't want. So just remember that. Remember what this taught you so that you don't have to relearn a lesson that it looks like you've already learned and it was painful enough the first time around. Okay? So I don't want you to repeat that because you've already exited out of this and it looks like you've already resolved any heavy karma and stuff that was tied to this as well. So that's what I see for you, group 3. Okay? I'm going to let you guys go, but that was your little reading for today. I hope that it resonated with you guys. You got what you needed out of it. Mwah. Sending you all the kisses and the love and the warmth. And yeah, you're wonderful. I love you so much. So thanks for hanging out. I'll see you again tomorrow for your little daily check-in with me. And yeah, on Tuesday also there's a live scheduled, and it is, what is the live that's scheduled for Tuesday? I think it's like, yeah, it's what is this person up to? So it's basically like someone that's been on your mind. That could be romantic or just someone that you've been thinking of. We're basically going to spy on them and see what they've been up to. The person that has been in your thoughts or someone that you've been trying not to think of, but you can't get them out of your head. So we're going to check in on them. That's Tuesday. It starts at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you want to vibe with me, then come hang out with me then. But thanks so much for being here, being you, being so loving and supportive as always. I appreciate you guys so very much. So that being said, mwah, mwah, mwah. I'll talk to you guys again very soon, okay? I love you. Have a good night. Bye, babes.